So is it a polynomial? If it is a polynomial, the degree and the leading coefficient. So the fact that this is in the denominator, that's a no. This one, yes it is. It can be a monomial that is just a number that has a 0 degree and the leading coefficient is 12. This one, this is 1, so this is 2. So this is yes, a degree of 2, and the leading coefficient is 4. This one, this has a 0, this has a 2, this has a 1, and this has a 1. So, yes, 2, and 3. The fact that this says -1, this is no. This one, 1 plus 1 plus 1, sorry, that's a yes, that's 3, and there's a 1. Okay. So this next one, the perimeter of the triangular plot, this one right here, is represented by this expression. Write a polynomial that represents the measure of the third side. So perimeter, you add up all the sides. So if I say this is my perimeter, where did I get those extra? I don't even know where I got the extra. And then I'm going to subtract the stuff that's over here. Okay, so I have 3x squared plus 10x plus 20. I'm going to subtract. So I combine like terms and I get x squared. I combine like terms and I get plus 4x. I combine like terms and that gets me 0. So x squared plus 4x. Here, I have 5d minus 8 plus 2d minus 3. So I get 7d minus 11. Here, I have x squared plus 3x. Oh, I don't even need to write all that out because this has a plus sign in between it. So I'm just going to combine like terms. 5x squared minus 3x and constants minus 8. This one, multiply through, get negative 3g squared plus 3g. This one, multiply through, I get 2g squared minus 3g. This one, I multiply this number all the way through, I get negative 3y squared plus 12y minus 3. This one, I'm going to FOIL and I get 2x squared. FOIL, we get it negative 10x. Multiply here plus 7x. Multiply here negative 35. I'm going to add these together and get 2x squared minus 3x minus 35. Okay. This one, I'm going to multiply here and I'm going to get 2r to the third, multiply here, get minus 10r squared, multiply here and get 2r, multiply here, negative 3r squared, here and get 15r, and here and get minus 3, add these up, and I get 2r to the third, minus 13r squared, plus 17r minus 3. Over here, okay, I multiply here, I get 8k to the fourth. Here I get minus 8k to the third. And here I get 8k squared. I'm going to do blue. Here I get 3k to the third, so plus 3k to the third. Here I get minus 3k squared. And here I get plus 3k. And then pink, Right here I get minus k squared. Here I get plus k. And here I get minus 1. I add all these up. I get 8k to the 4th minus 5k to the 3rd. That's 4k squared plus 4k minus 1. This one, I square the first one, square the last one, and in the middle I take 2, and then 8a times 3b. So I get 64a squared, plus this is going to be 24, so that's 48ab plus 9b squared. Okay, this one, difference of two squares, so I get 36h squared. I get 49 and a minus sign in between. This one, difference of two squares, so 144a squared. 1 squared is 1 and a minus sign in between. Next, I square the first one, 49a squared. I square the second one, and that would be 16. Then in between, I have 2 times 7a times negative 4. So that'll get me 49a squared, 28, so that's minus 56a plus 16. Okay, so now I'm going to factor. What's the biggest number that goes into both of these? And I'm going to say 12, x squared. So I'm going to get 3x minus 2. This next one, do I have a common? I do not have a common, so I'm going to go like this. I'm going to take out a negative 5x. When I do that, I am left with 2y plus 3. This one I'm going to take out a 6, and I'm left with 2y plus 3. Those are the exact same, so I'm going to write this, and then I'm going to have negative 5x plus 6. Now, could you have taken out the negative first? You could have. If you had taken that out, you would have gotten 2y plus 3 and 5x minus 6. Okay, over here, what are the factors of 15 that add to 8? So 3 and 5, because there's a 1 here, we can say x plus 3, x plus 5. This one, I multiply these two numbers together and I get 18, then I get 9. So 6 and 3 add to 9. So 9x squared plus 6x plus 3x plus 2. 3x, I'm left with 3x plus 2. The only thing these two have in common is a 1, so 3x plus 2. The parentheses are the same, so I get 3x plus 2, and I get 3x plus 1. Okay. Then over here, first is a square, second's a square, there's a minus sign in between. So 4y plus 5b, 4y minus 5b. Is the first one a perfect square? Is the second one or the third one a perfect square? Yes. If I took the square root of 49x, I would get 7x. If I took the square root of 64, that would be 8. And if I multiply those together, I would get 2 times 56x. That would get me 112, so 7x plus 8 all squared. Next, the first one's a perfect square, the second one's a perfect square, and there's a minus sign in between. 8r plus 15, 8r minus 15. First is a square, second's a square minus sign, so 7z plus 6a, 7z minus 6a. Okay, the first one's a perfect square, the last one's a perfect square, the middle. So if I took the square root of that, I would get 4x, and because this is a minus sign, means this would be, so that would get me negative 24. So that would get me 4x minus 3 all squared. This one, first is this perfect square, second's a perfect, or sorry, third is a perfect square, but this middle, that's not an even number, so 2 times anything, that's not going to work. So in order to do this, I need to do 49 times 4, and I would get 196, and it adds to 35. So I know, let's see, we have 7 and 28. Oh, I didn't even mean to do that that fast. So 49x squared plus 7x plus 28x plus 4. So that will get me, I'll take out a 7x and I will get 7x plus 1. I take out a 4 over here and I would get 7x plus 1. So 7x plus 1 and 7x plus 4. This one. This has a minus sign here, so we cannot do this one. So negative 144 adds to negative 18. So the higher of the two numbers is going to be negative. So let's see, 2 goes into that negative 72 times. That's not going to help us. 3 goes into that 48. 4 goes into that. Let's see, 4 goes in, what, negative 36 times. That's not going to help. 5 doesn't go in. 6 goes in. Negative 24. Oh, that's it. 6 and negative 24. So 9x squared minus 24x plus 6x minus 16. So I take out a 3x and I'm left with 3x minus 8. I take out a 2 and I've got 3x minus 8. So 3x minus 8 and 3x plus 2. This one, common denominator, or common factor is a y squared, so I have to take that out first. What are the factors of 20? Oh, perfect square, 2 times x times negative 5. Will that get us a negative 10x? Yes, it does. So that means that this is x minus 5 all squared. Okay, so this one is the first a perfect square, is the last a perfect square. In the middle, if I take 2y times negative 7, will I get negative 28? I will get negative 28y, so that means that this is 2y minus 7 all squared. Okay. What are the factors of 30 that add to negative 11? That would be negative 6 and negative 5. So 2x squared minus 6x minus 5x plus 15. If I take out a 2x, I am left with x minus 3. If I take out a negative 5, I'm left with x minus 3. So I have x minus 3 times 2x minus 5. This one, first is a perfect square, last is a perfect square, but the middle does not have a 2, so we can't do it that way. So negative 16 that add to 15, that would be a positive 16 and a negative 1. 4b squared plus 16b minus 4. You can take out a 4b and you are left with not a 4. A b plus 4. Take out a negative 1 and you've got a b plus 4. they are the same, so b plus 4 times 4b minus 1. Okay, what are the factors of 6 that add to negative 7? That would be negative 6 and negative 1. 3x squared minus 6x minus x plus 2. Take out a 3x, I get x minus 2. I take out a negative 1, I get x minus 2. So I get x minus 2 times 3x minus 1. Ooh, this is a negative out front, so we are going to factor that out. So, what are the factors of negative 240 that add to negative 1? So, let's see. I'm going to go with, we could go with these two. That's not it. 12, 13 doesn't go in, 14 doesn't go in, 15. 15 would be, look at that, negative 16. So 15 and negative 16, so I have a negative out front. I have 12x squared plus 15x minus 16x minus 20. When I do this, I take out a 3x, and I am left with 4x plus 5. Take out a 4. I'm left with 4x plus 5. So negative 4x plus x plus 5 and 3x minus 4. This one. What are the factors of 5 that add to negative 6? That would be negative 5 and negative 1. So 5x squared minus 5xy minus xy plus y squared. Take out a 5x, and I'm left with x minus y. Take out a negative y, and I get x minus y. So x minus y and 5x minus y. Okay, next. Maybe, if I can get it to work. Okay, physics. A ball hits the velocity of 128 feet per second. The expression 128t minus 16t squared represents the height. Factor it. So 128t minus 16t squared. 16 goes into both of them. They both have a t, so 8 minus t. This one is a solve. So negative 3m equals 3m plus 6 plus 8m minus 20. So negative 3m equals 11m minus 14. I'm going to subtract 11m from both sides. I am going to get negative 14m equals negative 14. I'm going to divide by negative 14 on both sides, and I'm going to get m equals 1. This next one, the windows. Mr. Soto is installing a new trapezoid-shaped window. He plans to cover the window with protective coating that prevents the UV rays from entering the house. If the height of the window is 24 inches, how many square inches of the protective coating will he need? The formula for the area of a trapezoid is area equals 1/2 times the height times the quantity B1 plus B2, where H is the height, B1 and B2 are the bases. So if I look at this, I have area equals 1/2, and then we have an H. Then we're going to add these two. So if I do that, I get 1/2 H, and then I have 3H plus 3. And if I was to multiply this through, I have 3/2 H squared plus 3/2 H. So it says 24. So if I replace this with 24, Okay, so 24 squared. We're going to do 576 plus this 2 cancels with this, and I get 12. So that's going to be 36. 576 divided by 2, I'm going to get A equals, oh, that turns into 288. I'm going to take that and multiply it by the 3. And I'm going to get 864 plus 36. That's going to get 900. What is it? Square inches? Square feet. Square inches. So inches squared. Okay, so the next one says, I don't know how to pronounce that, is designing a rectangular vegetable garden with a stone path around it. The total area is 285. Okay. It wants to know this area. Well, we have to take the big area and subtract out the middle area. So the big area is x plus 10 times x plus 2 minus x plus 4 times x minus 3. Okay, so I have 285 equals x squared plus 12x plus 20 minus the quantity x squared plus x minus 12. So 285 equals x squared plus 12x plus 20 minus x squared minus x plus 12. So 285 equals 11x plus 32, subtract 32. And I get 253 is equal to 11x, so x is equal to 23 feet. Okay, the next one. Kelly is making the design for the kitchen floor. Each tile contains 2 smaller squares that are 3 inches more than twice the side length. And this is the part. What is the area of the tile? That's what it was supposed to say. So this is a square. So if this side is that amount, it's the same here. So you find the area by multiplying them together. So I have 2x plus 3 all squared because that's the area. So I get 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. This next one says Mrs. Khan wants to add X amount of feet on each side of the existing. The new patio is this right here. So I want to find the existing patio. Well, I need to factor this first. Okay, so if I factor that, what are the factors of 48 that add to 14? That's 8 and 6. So x plus 8, x plus 6. So this side right here, it's x plus 8, and this side right here is x plus 6. So if I want to know how long this side is and how long this side is, I just need to subtract the x's. So that means that it's an 8 by 6, and that's feet. Okay, this one, I told you to get rid of that. So y equals ab to the x. So my y value is 5. My a I don't know. My b I don't know. My x value is 2. Over here I have 4 equals a, b, and my x value is 1. So 4 over b is equal to a. So I'm going to take that and plug it in over here. 5 equals 4 over b, ooh, that was a horrible 4, times b squared. So this b cancels with one of those. So I have 5 equals 4b, divide by 4, and get 5 over 4 is equal to b. So now I need to find my a value. So I'm going to take this right here and I'm going to plug it in. Not there. I'm going to plug it in right here. Okay? So now I have 4 equals A, and I'm going to replace it with 5 over 4. So multiply both sides by 4 over 5, 4 over 5, and I get 16/5 is equal to A. So my equation is y equals 4/5, oh, nope, 5/4. 5/4. Nope, helps if you do the A first and not the B first. 16 over 5, 5 over 4 to the x power. This one, it's going up, timesing it by -3, timesing it by -3. So a sub n equals a sub 1, which is 5, -3 to the n minus 1. Or I have a sub 1 equals 5, a sub n equals -3 times a sub n minus 1, and n has to be greater than or equal to 2. And then this one, find the slope of the first two. So 16 plus 4 over -10 minus 15. So the slope on this is 20 over -35, which means this is -5 goes into that 4/7. So then I'll do these two. So the slope here is 10 minus 16, -5 minus a -10, which is plus 10. So that is going to get me -6 over 5. These are not the same, so that means it's no. Then this one, find the slope. I get 15 minus 7.5 over 20 minus 15. I get 7.5 over 5. Then if I was to do the slope over here, and I did it between these two, I would do y minus 15, and I would do -12 minus 20. So my slope is y minus 15 over -32. In order for these to be on the same line, their slopes have to equal each other. So I'm going to take 7.5 over 5. And I'm going to set it equal to y minus 15 over -32. I'm going to take 7.5 and I'm going to actually divide it by 5, and I'm going to get 1.5. I'm going to multiply by -32 on both sides. And I'm going to get -48 is equal to y minus 15. I'm going to add 15 to both sides. And I'm going to use purple. I'm going to get -33 is equal to y.